Hi, welcome back to my channel. We are about relationships with self first, okay? Because we're here to have healthy relationships outside of ourselves, but we have to manage the emotions so we can identify our intuition, the good health and good wealth, because we're trying to co-create with the universe, all right? But it comes from the essence of love of being, love of self, love of others, love of planet, and love of God. And our first card is communication, all right, or gossip. So if someone is talking or somebody wants to send you a message, okay, could be email, could be word of mouth, because somebody wants to stabilize the situation, okay. We're looking at creativity. There's some people could be talking about creativity, people could be talking about balance, all right, and some people could be maliciously talking about people. So we're trying to stabilize the situation, okay, because it's interfering with success and abundance, all right. So now we're looking at the divine feminine. Maybe somebody wants to talk to a divine feminine, but we're looking at Venus, all right. So Venus is the planet of how you're loving, all right. What's your values? How do you love? Okay, this is your attitude to love. How do you feel about love? What's your wants and needs when it concerns love? Or is it a thin line between love and lust, or fear and hate? So this house shows what you value the most, all right, and what attracts to you. And it looks like divine feminine is very much attracted to love, okay, because she's wrapped herself in love and spirituality. For every ending has a new beginning, and the life is all about balance, okay? Because she had a message of concern, because she's a divine feminine and she's connected to the masculine. So now we're looking at a concerned message, all right, that was delivered about a change, all right? So this change involved stability, all right, and self, overindulgence, okay? Or it was about entitlement. Okay, so now it's been highlighted by the soul because something has been opened. Okay, so we're looking at a situation where there is a concern with the masculine, right, when it comes to his success, his balance, and his success, and the way he does his Mars, the courage, the ability to take action. So she had messages about concerns about the masculine's courage and ability to take action, to have a conversation, right? Because she understands the feelings of the desire, that nature within him is very aggressive, that's driving him forward. This sign shows about his value, his survival, you know. So now we're looking at where the energy is being concentrated, and it's about a concerned message about a masculine, where you have to look deeper into information and creativity, okay? Because now we're looking at the main man. So this main male, okay, is the number one, okay? He's very family orientated, okay? He's a protector, all right? So we're looking at taking a leap of faith with the main male. He is the divine masculine, but he's turned his back towards the divine feminine. But it's been highlighted. Why? All right, because there was a big issue, there was a big talk, there was a big gossip, all right, about stability, all right, and going forward. So this is about leadership, okay, this is about power, all right, and this is about taking charge, okay, because they had two pathways. He's trying to stabilize a pathway, okay. So we're looking at self-mastery. We're trying to stabilize the energy of self-mastery because we're going into the energy of love, all right. Remember, you have to love yourself before you can love anybody. All right, so now we're looking at self-craftsmanship because remember, the soul is born to inspire, all right? So the soul's born to love. The soul's all about romance, and it comes from the intuition. That's the lesson of power, okay? So now we have a pathway of two, all right? We had a doorway that was quite powerful about stability and having a conversation, because there's a conversation about a beginning or a child which has a concern, all right, or maybe it's about beginning or a child or a new project, but there was a conversation, a beginning of a conversation, because the feminine remembers the beginning of their first life, past life. They remember the kingdom that they built. They remember their spiritual child. This feminine can be very psychic or very intuitive, all right? So you could be thinking of the masculine and you're having a message of concern by the soul, okay? Because they've taken that leap of faith. So maybe a letter might be coming in, or you sent a letter to the masculine, okay? Because you saw an horizon in the future, okay? So he's concentrating on being the main man, the masculine. And he probably wants to come in for balance and stability. Because we're moving from our south node to our north node, all right? We're going within, okay? So that's where love starts, remember? It starts from within. So we've gone within to see our own messages from within, okay? Because now we're looking at love, all right? Because this is about love. It must have been a love message about heartbreak, divorce, loss, okay? This was about moving away from the Saturn, okay? Because this is where we learn to operate within the limitations of our society, okay? So this masculine has got a message about being in the Saturn energy, all right? Limitations of the society. He's looking at being responsible and bringing rules, because maybe he feared love, so that brought obstruction and limitations, all right? Because this masculine is meant to be like a father figure, okay? Or a teacher. All right, so now we're looking at the courage and the ability to be the main man, but there's a big concern about legal actions, okay? So now we're looking at fairness, balance, and truth, okay? Because the masculine wants to bring in that energy because he feels as if you are a very mature feminine, someone you can talk to, someone you can give good advice, all right? Someone that is very psychic, very nurturing. This is like the Queen of Cups, but there's a situation. The masculine's never, ever told his real feelings for the divine feminine. So they want to come in pure and innocent, but there's something in the way, a message of concern. So now there's a big deal about a conversation, all right? Because the masculine's gone into poverty. Or the masculine went into fear of limitation within the Saturn energy of the planetary, okay, and led himself into a financial disagreement because he lived in the energy of the wounded inner child, and he's trying to stabilize that because he fears love because of his childhood, okay? Or some of you could be going for a legal battle over a child, okay? Because that's his thoughts. His thoughts is on the divine feminine, him being a father, his emotional wounds as a child, because it's like a chimney sweeper, someone that really goes out and does risks, but he uses intuition. But fear sometimes gets in the way of the ear, so the masculine ends up choking his own neck sometimes, and he's thinking of the divine feminine and a family, because his thoughts are about deception. Somebody was being sneaky, very deceptive, but he wants to do a transformation. So the divine feminine and the divine masculine is looking at riding in with a message, because he feels like the divine feminine is very mature from the messages they got. He wants to start a family, but he was confused at first how to come in, because she sent a message. So now he's had a highlight about being the main masculine, and the information about moving from the south node to the north node. This is you following the star within you. This is you balancing the masculine and feminine energy within you, and that's you healing, taking that pathway, having the strength and the leadership. So we're having a conversation with a leader, and we're going into a court situation because we got a message about someone stealing, but he had to look into it. So what was the message? The message was about marriage, that they took a gamble. They went for a pathway and gave a gift to a feminine fatale. But we're trying to go in, oh, it was a secret. But they need to change because this person's stealing, cheating, and it bringing him delays and blocks. This lover that he's with. But he left his lover working, and she works so hard she doesn't mind making her fingers rip off. So this wealthy man is looking at the divine feminine working hard, and he's got romantic feelings for her. So he wants to open up the cage of love and send a message, which she was expecting because she speaks to the soul all the time because they're on a soul journey. But she understands that he went on a journey with a privileged woman, and it was a secret, but it was a shallow illusion because they want all this masculine as official for unexpected income. But the main female was expecting to be courted, but she looked into it with her intuition, and she saw the masculine was with someone that's very deceptive, lying, stealing, cheating, very immature and wicked. This love has been around for a long time. He could be older than, he could be older than this person. So he has to make a change because he's grown affection for the divine feminine, and he wants to be happy by taking the mask off. He wants to cut out the mask because they're going for a tarot moment. It's about the battle of light, spirituality, religion. You might have religious or spiritual differences within your community, but within the distant horizon there's a ring coming on its way with sudden fortune to this house with flowers, because he feels blessed to end this fear and to work on the imprisonment of maybe this feminine, because the mouse is there. So he was trapped in the mind because the mouse, the privileged lady, the superficial one, the snobby one, was stealing, cheating in this house, and it brought concerns about money, about soulmates, about breaking bridges. So now we're going through justice. We've had a calling, we've had clarity, because it's been conversations about the labyrinth light, the trials and tribulations. How do you see love? How do we get to love? Is it through superficial things, or is it through the essence of love going into oneself? But this masculine seems to be thinking of the main feminine, and they're speaking quite a lot by the soul, but he's looking at someone else, a few more feminines before he gets to the heart, because it's blocked. So now the feminine is talking to the masculine to bring the soul pieces back together again for success and abundance. She could bring Aquarius, bringing the healing to be delivered in honor of a soul family from past life. But time went on, and the divine feminine used her time wisely, because within this time somebody wanted the beginning of an honor within this family, but within this time he was dealing with a thief who was looking for great fortune, a false person. Now he's in despair about loyalty on the deepest level of self. So now we're looking at clarity, because he was confused about this mature woman that he keeps thinking about, but he's concerned about this house. He doesn't know whether it's built on cards of house. Is it a horror house? But he has major concerns, so you have to go deep within oneself. Okay, let's use these ones actually. So now we're looking at conversation, emails, strong emails, all right? And it brings stability, because the divine feminine is looking at the divine masculine with messages of concern about change, about success and abundance, and about being self-sufficient as the main male. But the conversation has come with manipulation, cunning, trickery, wasted talent, because we're looking at illusions. This is why this masculine is in court, maybe with a water sign, or you're thinking of a Cancer sign person, because their feelings are now, I want to seize the opportunity and let go of regret, end of stagnation, because there was a stagnation, because maybe this masculine is a boss, or he went with a big manipulator that was conning, tricky, and wasted their talent within the illusions and deception. So there was a letter sent to the divine masculine, okay, to look within, okay, how does he value his love? What does love mean to him? So this conversation, because Mercury, we're looking at the consciousness of the mind, the sign of the house. This one shows where you communicate. And the communication came with a lot of deception, trickery, illusions, wasted talent, and no clarity. Okay? There was no reason and there was no logic. All right? So now it became no reason or logic to bring the relationship together for stability. Because now the divine feminine is seeing that someone was being trickery and a mystery behind the divine feminine's back. But the divine feminine carries the energy of being highly intuitive. That's why she can sense a manipulation around this. Maybe he's a business person, or maybe he's powerful within his institution or his industry. But there was a lot of trickery and wasted talent because it came from the illusions and deception, okay? So now we're looking at the wisdom and the knowledge of the divine feminine that she holds, and there's much more to be revealed because she's been guided by the spirit guides to look within her own self. Remember, the eyes are the windows of the soul. So she looked within the masculine's eyes and they fell in love with each other's soul. So now the spirits within themselves are carrying a lot of wisdom and knowledge from their past life, all right? So now we're looking at someone that is very emotionally stable and they have the spiritual insight, okay? Because their intuition is very high. It's been like that from a child. So maybe they've been thinking about each other since a child, like imaginary friends. It can come off like a manipulation because we're going back to our own thoughts from the beginning, because maybe we've always dreamt, but you think it's an illusion, but it's not. Because now the phase has been matched with the soul, because you've met this masculine swiftly, came in and out, because it came with confusion and a heavy energy, okay? And that can really trigger the fear in the ear to lead to the heart. So now we're looking at divine feminine is indecision. There was delays, all right, and postponements, because the divine feminine can see the truth. So behind the feminine's mind, she understands there's been manipulation, all right? Because now we're looking at delays, obstacles. So this is why she's covering her heart to protect it, because she's using her intuition. So this is why she probably looks like a mystery to many in his environment, okay? Because he took the pathway of two, made that decision, and you could be a Libra, and they want to come and release that pain, overcome. Oh no, you're the air sign, and you're looking at this fire sign, and you understand he had two pathways, and he made that decision. Okay, so now the faith has been tested, because the grass is not greener on that side where he is, because she can sense his feelings and his concern from the heart, why he's not taking action. Okay. Someone came in and manipulated and played with this inner child. So now we're just talking about the inner child. masculine and feminine that's been talking since they've been a child. So it's quite confusing for everyone, especially when it's got nothing to do with people. So now he's on a pathway whether to stay or to leave, because he probably doesn't feel like, how does it look in front of his own people? And if they had a soulmate, they wouldn't care about what the masculine has to say. They'd be like, bye. This comes with everything. Spiritual abundance. It comes with material abundance. I ain't got time to wait for people. Hello. So now, this divine feminine has used her intuition. And she realized that the divine masculine, you could be thinking of a Taurus masculine, all right, is ungrounded male, unsuccessful businessman, because he went into corruption and extortion. So that's the message of concern. So she's trying to release the pain, overcoming depression, because she understands people were also talking behind her back with this masculine. But the masculine's never spoken to the divine feminine. All right. So now we're looking at a businessman. So she realized she got a message. You could be an Aquarius person. All right. And you got a message of concern, because you understand there's trouble coming. Someone went out of a frying pan and into the fire, and they've made a lack of progress. This is why the divine feminine feels the energy of this masculine being ungrounded, because we're looking at unsuccessful businessman now, because there was corruption, extortion, because we understand there was a conversation with maybe leaders, and this is why this emperor is upside down. Maybe this emperor is abusing his power because he understands he's connected to divine feminine, and because he's a player, he's going to be a captain, saver, hoser pipe, and he's taking their energy of resources and looking after the poodle. All right, because now we're looking at this masculine being stubborn, because maybe he's around a few leaders that lack discipline. They lack control, and they probably got father issues. All right, so now we have a letter of concern that the masculine went into a frying pan, okay, because he was looking at a financial new beginning, stability, abundance, all right, a new opportunity, new job, okay, but he lacks foresight and planning. So maybe he wants to come back. This upside down King of Wands. Rude, boyish, forceful, bully, dictator. Very impulsive. Because he went into fame and fortune, but failure, losing, disadvantage. Because now they're looking at disgrace, being taunted by ill will. Because of an unrequited love, heartbreaker, the manipulator, the one-night stand person that cheated and went off for a new beginning and planted loads of projects, sparkling ideas, creative spark. He found that passion, and now he's sad with a water sign Scorpio person, or water person, Scorpio. You could be an Aries person that poured a lot of love to the Scorpio person with lots of gifts, ideas, challenges, talent, but there was none. Empty, reckless. Now they want to let go of regret because they've got new ideas. Because he went to a Taurus person and gave them gifts, fruition, hard work. They thought it would pay off. They was looking for rewards and profit, but instead there was abuse of a power, because the Taurus Virgo person loves money, so they lack their independence, they lack stability, they lack security, they're reckless with their spending. So now he wants to release the pain, overcome depression, because he understands he went with the devil. That was imbalanced, self-indulgence, excess, and they were clashing of perspective and antagonizing and bringing indecision on his pathway, because he went to an earth sign person that likes to hold on to people's properties, but they need to let go. He feels that he's flogging a dead horse. Now he feels lonely. Or they wanted this divine feminine to be lonely, but no, she's in the Wheel of Fortune. So now this main male handed his resources to a Virgo, Capricorn, Earth sign person, and they went on traveling and bring confusion. So they stayed in the Saturn area because this main man, he is spiritually married and he knows that. And he understands there was a big manipulation, cunning, trickery, because these people are superficial. So there was a lie to an air sign person. It was a big lie. And somebody, maybe an air sign person that's very powerful leader as well, very protective, she's coming clean because nobody manipulates the mind of an air sign person. They think they are, but air sign person's always 1,000 steps ahead because they look at creativity from within. Because the air sign is all about idealistic, it's all about the lesson of brotherhood, humanity. And with the divine feminine, if she don't feel that energy, she's off because she can plant her own stuff. So these people are not self-sufficient. So now he's got himself in a trap with a lover. So they was being very dishonest to maybe a Gemini person. So now there's trust issues, imbalance, conflicts, disconnection, lack of accountability within this pathway. Because the divine feminine is the higher priestess. And they've been warned for 4 years. 2 and 2 is 4. But they continued the manipulation, the cunning, the trickery, wasting time. Because on this pathway, there was choices, options, decisions. And they decided to go with a manipulator, someone that likes to trick with their intuition. So now we're looking at a pathway with an Aries, masculine, being unhappy. They had an unhappy childhood. Now we've got postponed, cancelled reunion. Because now the divine feminine's leaving. Starting her own beginning. Because she understands the masculine walked away. And they thought the divine feminine will fear moving on from this stagnation. But no, he fears moving away from this estate. He wants to hold on to the devil. So he went to an earth sign person because he had a lack of foresight and planning. So he went off, he fought this feminine he went to because there was concern about trouble, but he went to a feminine that he fought. It could be a writer. They thought she was loving, nice. They thought they have a beginning with truth, clarity. But no, the divine feminine is seen, he fears moving on from this house, maybe a water sign and an earth sign, because now in this house there's clashing, there's lack of perspective, discord. So they're antagonizing. So now the divine feminine's just gone off, started her own financial beginning. Because now the masculine probably feels like this Queen of Swords is overly critical, pessimistic, lack of empathy, rude and malicious. But they were wrong. Virgo, Taurus, Capricorn is very overly critical, pessimistic, lack of empathy, rude, malicious, gossiper. He went to a person where the divine feminine had concern because she knows he's with someone that's a divine feminine fatale, playing and manipulating the divine energy. Because this person is into self-indulgence, access. All right? This person has addictions, depression. So now we're looking at a Taurus person. Has an inability to move forward. They keep repeating the same negative patterns and resisting change. So these people are very codependent. These people go around acting very self-sufficient, but they rely on everybody to build their foundation. Now let's put to the test, everybody. Everyone wants to think that they're very powerful, but it was a lie. Go and build your own stuff and see how powerful you are now. Go on. Thought not. So now we're looking at justice, because there was an injustice. All right. There was a karmic that's being very dishonest. So we're looking at corruption within this leadership. We're looking at a lack of accountability, not being responsible for one's actions. So now they're in the court of spirituality for unfair karmic avoidance. So now they're going for a tower moment because they're not being balanced. Very self-indulgence, access, clashing, lack of perspective, antagonizing people. So you're looking at the devil's angel or the fallen angels. So you know what, right? Sometimes you've got to look at the spiritual aspect of things, okay? Open mind, all right? I saw today that allegedly a homeless man started the fire in LA, Los Angeles, Los Angeles. The tower moment is a poor man. And then when you hear some of these celebrities, they're not even thinking of people within that area that can't afford it, lost their stuff, and they're more about, oh, but I'm so happy. I'm on a big set. I just bought furniture for my new house yesterday. No form of, oh, people, ABC. So much superficial people thinking about themselves. So I think this is a lesson for everyone. The ego has to come to a balance. The poor and the rich has to come to some form of balance. It's not working. You got a big house and there's a homeless man. It's ridiculous. So look at the spiritual part of things. Life is not balanced, it's imbalanced. The rich, the poor, the young, it's wrong. So when is everyone going to stop, pause, and look at life and think, do you know what? Let me use people's stories and prevent myself from certain things. Like we can see the allegations of P. Diddy is not working. But people will still use spiking of drinks like Genevieve Niger. It's not working. Because even if it takes a day or 10 days or 10 years, you are going to be found out. We are here for one purpose and one purpose only. Find your magic within you. Find your self-awareness. Find your self-reflection. Find God within you. Find your own beautiful gifts. Be self-sufficient, self-motivated, self-actualization, and let's create heaven on earth. Because now we're looking at spiritual court is open. Because now we're looking at broken families, okay? Broken children, arrogance, a fire sign person being very arrogant, reckless, hyperactive, daredevil, refusing to compromise because he's stubborn, rigid. Last man standing because he has to face the divine feminine. All right, they're moving on from this house and it's toxic. With a Capricorn, Virgo, Earth sign person, Taurus. All right, because now we're looking at the thoughts of lots of options, choices. But they fared moving on from the stagnation. So he's making his masculine, maybe a Taurus person, very ungrounded male, unsuccessful because they're not walking in their truth. They prefer to be with a karmic. But you can give a karmic thousands of excuses. But the divine feminine, one word and boop, gone. Manipulation, cunning, trickery, no closure, no nothing. Taking ideas and feeding a Taurus person in this institution as the main man, inability to move forward, fear of beginning, but you don't fear being with the devil, acting like a feminine fatale. An imbalanced woman, emotionally immature, insecure, lack of trust, and lacking her own direction. So now you're looking at the divine feminine is happy at home, the main woman, but it did come upside down. So maybe this masculine is married to this Pisces or Capricorn person and his unhappy family. But it switched over quite quickly. Yeah. Impatient, lazy people in this house, lacking common sense. Unskilled, unreliable, disloyal people. Acting like they can do it all, but they can't do nothing. Let's show them what you got then. Exactly. Exactly. Go and tell everyone you're with this woman. Exactly. Say no more. Foolery, man. We're all big people. Now we've got concerns about this confusion with this Queen of Swords that uses her intuition and saw for an illusion because she's a dreamer. So she saw the instability, the deception, that people are under anxiety and fear. So they bring a misconception of a Queen of Swords. Misconception. Insecurity, Leo. Lack of self-esteem. Sad, unrealistic expectations. Ego. Ego, man. Ego. So now we're being guided by God or lawyers. Yep. Because impatient, lazy, gone with an emotionally immature person. Insecure. He's got to play daddy with a Taurus person that's looking at financial hardship, negative changes, feeling left out in the cold, didn't want to, so they said, no, let me go and manipulate and keep the air sign in poverty. But look, did they know they were projecting because the air sign doesn't need a masculine to build. She built her own happy home and her own Ace of Pentacles. So now they all look stupid. Now he's thinking, if he stayed where he was, he had so much options and he walked away. That's what he's thinking about. When it comes to creativity, when it comes to visions, but they bring hallucinations, they just bring the old madness. They bring lack of direction, lack of self-control, powerless people, aggression. They bring cohesions. So now we're looking at the concern of a masculine. Maybe he's 33, having an inability to move on. An Aries person, because he's overburdened in this house, overloaded, because he gave a Taurus person real estate homes, while the divine feminine is on government house. Finding her own way to go and find her own house. Never bought a house before in her life. Yep. So now they're folding on their beliefs, giving up, yeah, admitting defeat, whatever. Childish, immature people. Can't deal with it, man. King of Cups, stop acting immature, bro. Just saw your face. And Queen of Rods. You lot big people, man. So now we're looking at manipulation through the communication when it came to the Mercury. So probably someone's playing with the Mercury energy, all right? Because someone is being manipulative with their intuition. They're being very cunning, very trickery, okay? Someone is misusing their abilities. Could be a Pisces person. Because now we're looking at conflict with the soul, about balance, because the masculine bringing rivalry, challenges, but now they're trying to stabilize this, because now they see there's a challenge, there's rivalry, and there's games, mind games, soul games, do you understand, playing in this energy. So now we have to stabilize it. That's what the divine feminine is thinking, because she feels like she's around a bunch of children in a school that don't have to behave themselves. So she's trusting her own world, her own soul world. She's created her own soul world within her own self. So she's outside in her own home to make it happy. But they're in a toxic marriage. Maybe with a Taurus Virgo person, knowing he's intuitively connected to a Queen of Swords, but bring an illusion, maybe with a Pisces person, Scorpio person, saying that this person is overly critical, but they're in this house with a Taurus Virgo person that is the projection of what he's dealing with now. Overly critical, pessimistic, lack of empathy, rude, malicious, gossiper, talking too much, don't know how to keep their mouth shut. So their mouth is full of manipulation, cunning, tricking, And this person, this feminine, is wasting their time. This is the feminine fatale that acts like a divine feminine, but it's not. It's the devil, because their self-indulgence acts as clashing of perspective when it comes to God, that they don't believe in God. Please, people, write your dreams down. I'm talking about a third-party person in this energy. All right? Please, because in my dreams, Genevieve and Nigel asked the same thing. Is God real? How can you ask such a question when you keep even talking about God on your WhatsApp and shit? Not your WhatsApp, what's it called? Instagram and all that. Please stop following these celebrities, man. So now we're trying to end an ungrounded masculine because they fear moving on. Because she got the message of concern, divine feminine, about unalivement, about spiritual transformations. Okay, because now we're looking at, remember, the baby's here, the feminine's there, the masculine's there. Now we're looking at an unalivement for the divine feminine, spiritual baby, and the masculine. So she's had this premonition about corruption, and it's going to make the masculine a very unsuccessful businessman. But nobody listened. They kept on moving away from this air sign person that had concern from the soul. So now we understand there was trouble. He's gone into trouble. He thought there was a frying pan here, but nope, he went into the fire. Lacked progress with a Virgo, Taurus, Capricorn person. So they went sailing off for a financial new beginning. Oh yeah, look, King of Pentacles, talking about you. All right. So the King of Pentacles, he's meant to be grounded. He's meant to be practical. He is meant to walk an example of service. How do we service heaven on earth? How do we do that? Exactly. We're not servicing it right by being malicious with the tools that God gave us. Cunning, trickery, you name it, they're doing it. So that's why we are now going into justice. There's a message of concern about the spiritual justice system, that someone that's an earth sign person is in the energy of a very heavy heart. This person doesn't have a heart. So this masculine had an offer of concern about his financial stability going off to make potential abundance with an earth sign person. But in the environment, within their marriage, all they did was slander an air sign person to justify why he moved on. He was lying. He took that risk and lied on the Queen of Swords. So now we're looking at judgment. He made that decision. He made that decision to go off. Even though they had a call-in, he ignored the call-in, but he's going into a financial new beginning because he made a judgment. He made it clear. He made a final decision. Every time you see this feminine, could have been free time, it's just like probably a day, he'll cut that person off. You're emotionally unstable. They've never had an argument like that to even prove that judgment. Never. He was projecting his own home foolery because he was with a Taurus person as well. Because the divine feminine looked into it. And they can see lots of gossiping, people sharing people's information, bringing confusion, no groundship. They bring obstacles, delays, spying, cheating, you name it. So someone's looking into something. Someone's stalking, all right? Because they knew, this main male knew he had a telepathic communication with someone, but still went and married someone else. Because we saw it in a dream. All right, write your dreams down. You could be talking to about masculine. So now they've gone into an immature commitment, an immature marriage, all right? Because they have an inability to move forward from fear. So now we're looking at secrets coming out, being revealed, all right? Because we're looking at the moon. This is how these people operate. They can't build. They have to be manipulative. So this is the moon. That means it's with a distorted feminine, all right? Because now we can see there's a female at the top, all right? And then we've got the moon. These people are barking up the wrong tree. They're very much people pleasers. All right, so now we're coming clean about the secret. It was a big secret. Yeah, stalking, looking into people's information, stealing people's intellectual property, and posing in an immature marriage. But they're spiritually married. intuitively. So now we've got a calling, a judgment. Justice is here. Because there was an indecision, conflict, battles, obstacles in his house, or about someone growing up because they're very arrogant. Here today, gone tomorrow. Too many choices. Too many choices of women. And when you got too many choices, guess what happened? He picked. Because they went for superficial stuff, thinking they'll have a happy marriage. So that's maybe his second marriage. Knowing he was telepathically connected to someone, still went somewhere else. So now we're looking at an insight about an unalivement, unsuccessful business, corruption, extortion. We're looking at unalivements, we're looking at spiritual transformation, we're looking at every ending has a new beginning, and that's how the divine feminine feels. She knows how to love. No matter how much people can cheese her off, her default is always love. You can't break that from her. But some people can go around saying love conquers, but goes with the devil, with their shiny faces on the internet. And then when the internet's off, their home is toxic, obstacles, delays, not using their intuition. So that's why the divine feminine always use her intuition as a child to keep moving forward, because she understands there's always people manipulating the emotions. So we're looking at karma. So now we're having an insight about moving forward, because the divine feminine, she used her actions, her intentions, and her energy, and she always tries to move away from fear and stagnation, because people like to project, especially when they're hungry, through money and success. They'll do anything at any cost. So now she's making her voice heard. She ain't waiting on no man. You're mad. That's what Genevieve Nigel wants to do. That's her business. That's not my lifestyle. So now we're looking at defending yourself, divine feminine. Justice is here for you. You've got lots of options coming in, all right, because you're a dreamer. You saw the wizard, all right. You could be talking to a Leo or a Scorpion person. Yeah, Scorpion person. They were looking at illusions, a fantasist, hallucinations, wishful thinking. But being defensive over a dreamer. This King of Cups, this King of Rods now is looking at Two of Cups, looking at love, and that he made a stagnation due to greed over inheritance, money, being an elite group. So now they're looking at loss, feeling unloved, because now there's a foundation coming down, because it was built on lies, manipulation, cunning, trickery, wasted talent, people not being self-sufficient, people not being self-actualization, people not being self-motivated, but they want to be a star with lots of money with a Taurus person. So now the King of Swords is here. Could be God, could be a lawyer, could be a King of Swords that has information, uses wisdom, and he can do lots of transformation. That could be the Queen of Swords, very balanced. That's why she's got the Ten of Cups. Love and happiness, because she's the Earth Angel. And he understands he went with an immature person and left her worried about this cup, because she's very intuitively connected to this masculine. But all they cared about was projects and their own selfish world. So they went with a Taurus person or Libra person and walked away from this spiritual romantic journey for an unrequited love. No, unrequited means no love, no feeling, no nothing. So all those that were laughing and gossiping about divine feminine, her name is Verena Glanville, remember that name, for my situation, in my intuition, in my dreams, I heard the masculine sleeps with shells. So all that wants to laugh, you don't have a soul anyway. Heaven told me. News flash for you. So all these years of lying and not bringing good ideas, not bringing truth, just because you want to hold on to the masculine. Some of my friends did it. You understand? Some of his friends did it. So whoever was eating that sausage, you ain't got no yolk in your egg, baby. You're a shell. Newsflash. So now we're looking at soulmates. Okay? She understands there's justice for soulmates because somebody, a friend that he went to, acted as a friend and they weren't a friend. He could have been around this person for 6 years or 10 years. Wasn't a friend. So now there's concern about a soulmate. That's an Aquarius, Queen of Swords, because he went to someone that was overly critical, pessimistic person. And this feminine that he went to, which I don't understand. Women, please don't fight with another woman. Don't do that. Just bring your truth and that's it. Don't. Just do it in the best way possible. Maybe, I don't know, go to a therapist, do something. Because these people like drama. Maybe you're thinking of a Scorpio person that you feel is very limited in their own society, so they like to make trouble. You know. You got the masculine. The masculine obviously went off and dead the relationship. Never gave nothing. When I mean nothing, I mean nothing. But the divine feminine gave a lot. Helped with his career, helped with his movement. But he did nothing apart from demand and being arrogant. All he gave was a hotel room and a meal. That was it. And she paid too. That was it. So now, when you know this, why is his distorted feminine stalking the divine feminine and taking the divine feminine's information to make their money? I don't get that. So they go with the superficial people, take the ideas that they can't get for themselves and try and get investments and money to make their own judgment. And now they're looking at a burden. Could be a Sagittarius person. So now we're looking at, they thought the Queen of Swords would have an imbalance of moving on because she's telepathically connected to someone, maybe a 5-sign Sagittarius person. So they thought, oh, let's overburden by not saying anything because we need to take care of the poodle, Genevieve Nida. Okay? So now they've got their own burden in his house because Queen of Swords said, who, what, struggle, where, mental, me, you crazy, what, because you've got a mental mad woman at home. No, we're not doing that. No. Painful ending. That's what they wanted. Injustice. Painful ending. They didn't want to be responsible for their own foolery. So now we're looking at coming clean and someone's going to court. Justice is here. Because there was an injustice, karmic, corruption, dishonesty. Nobody wants to be accountable. No one. People stop following celebrities. All they're going to make you do is have a painful ending because their strategy is not it. It's not it. All they do is go around being promiscuous, sleeping with each other for fame. That's it. All right? So now we're looking at the distorted feminine he went to. All right? Bring manipulation, con. She's very cunning. They came with deception, illusions, barking up the wrong tree, being people pleasers. Do you understand? Because they wanted to stay in a position of power. Because they feel powerless within themselves. So now the conscious mind's kicking in and somebody wants to turn over a new leaf. Because now we're looking at people are being promiscuous and reckless over a Wheel of Fortune. Now, when we're bringing nothing but negativity, that Wheel of Fortune ain't going nowhere for you. Maybe temporarily, but it will be leaving you. Yes, so now we're looking at the Emperor, upright. Looking at divine feminine, looking at his insight, looking at his intuition, all right? Looking at the King of Rods, all right? He has lots of options, choices, okay? He's in his thoughts. Is that the thought card? He's in his thoughts about the divine feminine. He is focused on his arrogancy, his obstacles, and his challenges that he brought to a divine feminine. Because he went to an unrequited love. Wheel of Fortune was more important than someone's mental. That's how this distorted feminine felt. So she'd done entrapments for the divine masculine. Because she's immature, She can't build on her own. But people will give this person so much credit that the entitlement is gone beyond galaxies. That this person thinks they're a mafia and they can do what they want because they work in a set of illusions till they lost their own mind. So now we're looking at challengers, rivals. All right? Because the divine feminine has gone within, seek the soul, you seek the soul, you seek the self. This could be a Sagittarius person or Aries person, went within, saw the star within themselves, right? Because now we're looking at ghosting or give and taking for a wish come true. All right, now it's changed now. So now we went into a real estate or a house, all right, and we never said nothing. They went and gave to a Taurus or a water sign person. Now they're feeling lost and abandoned in this house or within the soul of self because they went in very promiscuous, very happy with a Taurus person. But this Taurus person or this institution came with slander, gossip. They went to win at any cost. They were the sleeping enemy, all right? That was the vampire energy that they were working with, that they should have had a bigger perspective before they moved forward with a liar, stealing, cheating person that has no balance because their heart is heavy as a stone. All right, so now we're looking at our own inner value, our own inner love, our own unconditional love, and we're walking away from these difficulties and we're making our voices heard. All right, so now people are looking at victory because the masculine went to a third party person, and that person that he went to a third party person, a King of Cups. Now, the fire sign person is burdened by this wisdom and knowledge. Oh, yeah, because the truth is coming out. All right, so now maybe people are maybe worried about being single, or they are single, but they will focus on a goal. They want divine feminine to be up in nightmares in an institution for mental people. Okay, so they can be stable, they can be balanced, they can be abundant because they're in their dark energy. Okay, so now we're probably looking at King of Pentacles. That's probably upset, angry about working. All right, and now they feel wounded. And I want to take a leap of faith because they feel wounded with this Queen of Rods and a Queen of Pentacles that bring in too much foolery. So this is called the Knight of Swords. They want to clear these vampire feminines. It could be a Queen of Pentacles and a Queen of Rods. They want to take that leap of faith. There's a businessman that's very angry about their workmanship and how they handle a fire sign person and took that risk. So these two feminines are now looking at clearing. Someone that is going to be, these women are very lusty. They want to act like they're free-spirited, but they're not. No way. So now we're looking at a bold leader, very powerful, could be a fast talker. It's going to be changing their lifestyle now. They're going broke. Yeah, they're going to be blocked. People may not be talking to them because they were manipulating, cunning, being trickery, wasted talent, bringing illusions and deception, unrequited love. So now they're going to have to walk away and leave the Empress alone. The real Empress, mentally leave her alone. Because once you trouble the Empress, she's not going to stop. And your energy is not that high like the Empress. I advise you to mind your business, walk away, go into your own world. Because the Empress is on the internet, creating her own world because she understands about self-love. She loves herself, all right? She sent a message of concern. God's there, just give it to God. She'll deal with your family because the divine feminine is an earth angel, could be an Aquarius person, invested in her own legacy without opening her legacies for people to see. All right, so now we're walking on this pathway and someone is feeling lost, abandoned because they're going through a tower moment about this entrapment, about holding on to the energy and the properties of a lover. This Taurus held on properties of a Two of Cup, these lovers. Yeah, this Taurus lover. You're the option. And she tried to defend. Everyone just wants money, man. That's all it's about, you know. Money. Money from messages, from download messages from God. That's it. So let's see how far you lot's money's going to go now. The Divine Feminine, Queen of Swords, is definitely planting a new foundation because she went within. And she's probably going to be building her own real estate. She doesn't need no man. All right, my lovelies. Remember, walk in love, talking to a Divine Feminine. Please write your dreams down. Do not get into greed of desire for long-term security because you feel like maybe you can't do it by yourself, which I doubt that very much that be that energy because our energy is way too high. All I'm saying is please do not jump into karmic stuff. You know what I believe? Time is the master. Focus on your creativity and the real truth will come out on its own. It will just unfold by itself because everybody has to face their own demons. Doesn't matter who you are. Everyone's got to face it. All right, my lovelies? All right, my love. Remember, walk in love, talking truth. Bye.